Hello everyone, welcome to my Bloodbound horror heroic guide. It's based on the beta content, so it might change a little bit, just so you're aware, but it should give you the general gist of the fight. So you can see we've marked the platforms around the room. This is quite important. Essentially the boss does stuff on the different platforms, so having like a base of go to skull, go to green, go to red is good. You can see these things spawning in. That's basically where the ads are going to spawn, and you're going to want to face a frontal towards them and split it into two groups. So we split the raid 50-50. We had one tank, one healer because we only ran two here, and then half DPS. And then the other side had the exact same thing essentially. You get these little purple things spawn, and that's where ads are going to spawn, and each ad does something different, which I'll go through. And then there's a beam, and essentially you just want to kill the ads, not get hit by the beam, and you can still hit the boss during this phase, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'll go through the mechanics now. So yeah, you split your team up into two groups, and essentially you can all start in the same bot hero because you're all there and you're DPS, and not a problem. So hero on pool, and you can see these little blue things that will spawn. So I will be calling for my first group towards in between green and orange. Okay, and you can see here where the ads are going to be spawning. So you make sure that your second group is not over there, just the first group, and then the boss will start casting. So you can see here his cast bar started, and he's going to do a huge frontal. That frontal will go on to your first group. Your first group alone, they go to the under, the below, or whatever you want to call it, and the ad spawn. You have two ads, the big beefy one here and the small one here. Okay, and essentially you want to get aggro on the big beefy one, pull it over to the small one. Sometimes they can be mega split, which isn't great. You can see the big beefy one basically does a cast that you need to interrupt, otherwise it gives the boss a shield, and then it just does a tank mechanic, so not a problem. And then the smaller ad will basically permanently keep casting these little ads that will do AOE damage if they reach the boss. So they can spawn in a little bit of a weird location. You need to make sure that you split the group up well enough to get to them, essentially. Yeah, just nuke them down as a priority and just keep the tank ad interrupted. Okay, so the next mechanic, the boss is looking in this direction, and it's the rotating arms that happens. That means the line will come in where this line is. It's to the side of where he's looking. So what you want to do as a tank is make sure that you are not putting this line directly through where your other tank and other group are currently with the mobs. You want to put it just past them so they can basically run with it really easily and have loads of space behind them. And you can manipulate that. Something that happens all throughout the fight is the grass from beyond. So you see here, it'll be some tentacles that spawn basically, and they just chase you around, and you just need to kite them. So you can see, just start step them, they don't spawn instantly, and you just move and you make sure you're not running them over anybody else. And it's a nice and easy mechanic to deal with. There's also a heal absorb that comes out. You just need to heal it off. And if you're in trouble with a heal absorb on, you always use a pot or something like that. But yeah, just a healer mechanic. And then finally, at the end of like one full rotation of both groups going down, you get this whole big AOE thing. You just need to get out of it, wait for it to be cast, go back in as a group. Don't split here. Go back in as a group because you have a nasty dot on you. Heal it up, split into your groups again, rinse and repeat. Just a couple of things to mention. As the fight goes on, it ramps. So you can see here we have quite a few more ads. So it's really important to make sure that your group is split well. Essentially, you don't want to have a full melee stack or a full range stack, really. You want to be able to, have one person go off or a couple of people go off and deal with that other ad while we're dealing with the bulk of the ads here and stuff like that. Boss does ramp up in damage as well, but yeah, essentially, most important thing is killing these little ads before they reach the boss and not letting the big ad cast. And then just making sure your tank doesn't grief your group and put the beam right on top of you. So this one was behind us, but we were done in time, so it was fine. And yeah, enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and if there's anything else you want me to make other than the guides, I'll obviously make the mythical ones as they come out and as I do them. But yeah, thank you, and enjoy the war within. Should be good fun.